Well, hello, everyone. Happy holidays from the team here at Mirador Capital Partners. Rather than our normal investment committee recap, we're going to do things a little differently this year. As many of you know, we've had some turnover in certain roles here at the firm, and we wanted to take a few minutes and introduce the new team to you. I'm going to do that in a second, but before we get to that, I think it's appropriate to share some thoughts of gratitude. And as we move into, we can't even believe it ourselves, we will be completing our ninth year at the end of June of 2023 and starting on our 10th, which is an amazing statement to even utter out loud. But we have taken a lot of time over the last couple months to look back and, more importantly, do some planning for the future. Obviously, it would be easy to let the market, steal Christmas and make us all feel grinchy. But we're resisting the urge to do that and looking forward instead to what might come next, and have thought about building in what we've called a lot of horsepower within the ranks of Mirador to support what we think will be the next chapter of growth. It's amazing to say this, but even despite this crazy, crummy stock market year, our firm has grown, and we've grown a lot over the last 3 years. So we spent some time thinking about the needs of our clients and how they've evolved and changed and become, in a lot of senses, more complicated and complex, and have tried to build a lot of horsepower into the firm to support you and your evolving needs going forward. It's certainly our opinion that the complexity of this business and the capital markets will probably only increase, and we will need to be increasing our skills and competencies to support that. So certainly everybody will recognize the advisory crew at this firm, and you will recognize, and I'm going to switch here to Carol. Obviously you would know. Dan, you would probably know. Dan Murray, Carol Weichel, and myself, Don Garman, and Lauren Moon, who's there in the conference room, I see, and Joe Garcia represent the advisory force of the firm. And obviously we're the sort of, the people, somebody here brought you into this, and we're grateful for that. We've talked a lot in the last couple of months about why does Mirador exist, and right, so when you're thinking about a firm and you're trying to build some persistence and culture into it, you always are asked to soul search about what are the core elements of what makes your firm special or unique. And I've said this over the years, and we've sort of reattached ourselves to these ideas, which is the core of Mirador and why we exist. Each of us in our function is to make the lives of our clients, more profitable, more simple, and more fun. So as I introduce the people, we will sort of attach them to what one of those they are primarily responsible for. So the investment committee, which meets on a regular basis and is composed of the advisors and James Langford, who is the head of research there, sitting next to my beautiful wife, Mindy Garman, who certainly is in charge of my fun and everything else in my life. But so James and Bryce, so Bryce Wave, are the research core. They have new idea generation through the strategies. They're always doing monitoring of what's happening within the strategies, and we're always trying to, scour the landscape for what things we could be doing differently than we are doing at any given point in time. So they're really kind of in the profitable core along with the rest of the investment committee. The simple core would be Natalie and Amber. So if you guys would wave. So they're the first line of defense in terms of making your daily lives more simple, right? We all understand that there's a lot of friction that comes with having achieved a certain level of success. And what we've always tried to do at Mirador is be the simplest place you do business. And we hear that all the time. In fact, over the years, we've gotten tons of compliments with how we've handled this particular function. So in that particular part of our firm, I'm calling them almost the lungs of the firm, the sort of constant oxygenation that happens with all of these different functions around having success, the money that needs to be moved, and the questions that need to be answered. And they're going to be the first line of defense. In fact, Daniel is going to note that we have developed an email address that would allow you to just send one email address, an inquiry, and then anyone with the capacity to handle it will pick it up quickly and get it answered, not just quickly, but correctly. And that's obviously always our goal. So that leaves, really, for the purposes of this introduction, Audrey and Daniel. So I'm not going to keep with the body metaphor, although maybe I am. I feel like Daniel is sort of the arms of the firm. He's in charge of molding and shaping and improving the sort of different things that clients experience Mirador from an outside looking in. He handles the website, does a lot of work on special events. He's always making sure that we're showing ourselves accurately to people who may not be as familiar with us. And I will say, certainly last, but definitely not least, Audrey, who is everything, right? Audrey, who's been here since day one, and even before that, and everybody who comes here will encounter Audrey at some point. And she's really the soul, I would say, the heart and soul of the firm, and is, I would say, oversees a lot of the operations functions and everything else. She handles literally quite honestly everything that I don't have to do, so that I can spend time with clients and hopefully continue to contribute to your lives in that way. So can't not literally overstate her value and what she does. And so I would say Mindy is going to be more active in the next year, and she's been sort of the head of the special events force and the stuff that we try to do, which falls mostly under the fun category, although that will continue to evolve into more educational crossover as well. We're going to try to look through to the needs that people have expressed about what they would like to hear more about, and probably populate the calendar with some of those things in 2023 as well, and do some more good old-fashioned fun events that we haven't been able to do in many years. So I think in the coming months, in addition to my investment committee, or whatever combination of the investment committee is, on the videos, we'll start to do some non-investment committee focused videos, and maybe have one or two people involved in what they're doing to help kind of everybody understand the evolution of the firm. So I think for the time being, why don't we all wave to our wonderful client base and say, this has been an incredible period, because throughout this, it's your referrals and your introductions to your friends and family members that have supported our firm's growth. And we have all determined, as we plan for 2023 and beyond, that's exactly the way we like it. This is very much a family firm, and it is populated with people who know each other, have deep affection for each other. As you all know, this job done right is an intimate experience. We have to know about your families. We have to know about your dreams. We have to know about what you anticipate for your own lives, in order to be of the maximum amount of help and helping you think through these key issues. So happy holidays to everyone. We appreciate you. And if there's anything we can do better, or if you have any questions about any of this, please let us know. And I will be checking in shortly after the first of the year with some combination of the investment committee to help lay out our 2023 plans. But it was obviously, it's going to end up being a disappointing and frustrating stock market year, as assets the world over are being repriced for a different future than any of us knew we were going to be walking into a year ago. But that's how it goes sometimes, and we will get through it and end up in a good spot altogether in the future, I have no doubts. So happy holidays, everyone. Until next time, we'll see you next year.